All right, everybody, we're going to be talking about how to put some points on the board here. You can see I've got my sample playfield with a couple of points on the board. They are kind of filled in with like a paint or an appearance. Whoops, lost it there. Hit the F key and try to get that back. There we go. So you can see I got two different styles here. One is just a simple straight cut, and the other one has got a little bit of a curve to it. So we'll talk about how to get those. Those might even be a little bit too deep, but basically with this sample playfield we'll show you how to create that point system if you're going to be engraving them in the board and then kind of, so to speak, filling them in, if you will. All right, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to hit my space bar and get to the normal view. And then I'm going to left click on the surface of my playfield and hit new sketch. All right, perfect. So I'm going to kind of go in line with this here. This is going to be 100 points, 200 points, and then 400 points, kind of doubling up as we go down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a center line. Okay, and that center line, about an inch or so, something like that. Hit escape, go back to my center line to activate it again, and this time I'm going to go from the center of the hole. There it is. Tag the center, bring it up, hit escape one more time. So now I'm going to add a relation just to kind of center this and make sure that it's the way I want it. So I'm going to go to my display delete relations and go to add relation. And as I hover, I'm looking for that center point of this line, or the midpoint of the line. Select that. Then I'm going to select the line, the vertical line. So line number 2 and point number 1, we want that to be coincident, and that's going to center my line about that axis. Perfect. So now that I have that, I have a place that I can locate my text. Okay, and up in the sketch tools we have a text icon. So I'm going to select that, and you'll notice that the blue box that is highlighted right now is looking for curves. It's looking for something to attach the text to. Okay. So, and this is why we put this center line here. So I'm going to select this horizontal center line. Okay, and the text, I said what, 200 points? So 200. I typed that in there, and you'll notice that it's kind of upside down and backwards. So it's just a question of flipping through some of these different options here. So I'm going to flip it on top of the line, and I'm going to have it read left to right. And I do want it center justify, but you can see that you can justify left, justify right, justify, and then center justify. So we want it center aligned. And then I don't really have any other options as far as text goes for spacing and kerning and whatnot. And we don't want to use the document font. So this is where the flexibility comes in. So I'm going to deselect, use document font. Oops, there we go. And that actually unlocks the spacing as well as the font tab. So that allows me to click on the font. And I think what I was using before was, let me change the font to Bebas New. And I was doing a bold. And instead of units high, I was switching over to points. And again, this is something that you're doing in Word, Microsoft Word anyways. So whatever you feel comfortable. You can do units, you can do points. But basically I'm going to size this up to 36 points. Hit OK. See what that looks like. There you go. That looks pretty good. If I don't like it, I can go back to font and just kind of change that up. But I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and click the green check. And now the only thing left to do is to kind of fill that in with an appearance. Actually, I got to cut it out first, right? So we'll cut that out. So I'm going to move this back on an angle a little bit so we can see exactly what's going on. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. And exit the sketch, right? Always important to exit the sketch. Once that sketch is highlighted, I'm going to use the extrude cut method. It's highlighted. I see it going in the right direction. I currently have it at 0.025, and that's what this point value is scored in at. So I might want to do something a little bit smaller, maybe a 0.0125, just barely scratching the surface there. And clicking OK. And you can see what that looks like. That looks a lot better. So 0.0125. And then it's just a question of adding the appearance in. So to add the appearance, I'm going to go on the right-hand side. It's not a material, all right, because we're kind of painting this. So I want to use the appearances. And I'm under plastics, low gloss, and just a white plastic, but they do have other colors if you'd like. So I'm going to take the white low gloss plastic. I'm going to hover. Be careful to hover exactly in the cut, okay? You don't want to be on the outside or on the edges or anything like that. It should say your cut extrude and whatever number cut extrude that is. So I'm going to let go, and it's the second icon, right? This is just the face of that one part. This is the entire cut extrude. This is the whole body, which we don't want, and the whole entire playfield part, which we definitely don't want. So make sure that if you're doing this cut extrude, it is only the cut extrude. Okay, so I click that. And that is that. So that's what that looks like. All right, so now I've got my point system starting to be in place. And next step is to, how do we add, if we wanted to add some fancy curves, how do we do that? Basically the same thing, right? So I'm going to normal to, I'm going to hit spacebar, hit on that face, on that top face, zoom in, and left click, start a new sketch. And you can do all of this in one sketch, so you don't have to do it, sketch after sketch after sketch. You can actually open up one sketch, do all of these center lines, and do all of the text in one shot, and then do a cut extrude all in one. That's possible to do as well, so that'll save you some time. But in order to show you these different steps, I'm just going to do it in separate sketches. Okay, so first step is to draw a curve, right? So in order to draw that curve, I'm going to start from the center of the circle and draw another circle. And you can figure out what diameter you need to be at. But as soon as I draw that, I'm going to head over to the left-hand side to the properties and check for construction. That will turn it into a center line. Okay. Then I'm going to go over to center line, and a little bit above the left and right quadrant, I'm going to draw a line, making sure that it's horizontal, making sure that it's straight, and then hitting escape to get out of that line tool. And I'm going to trim entities. Okay, so trimming entities, I'm going to get rid of the bottom, and I'm going to get rid of the inside, and that leaves me with a curve, right? And if you wanted to dimension this, you could dimension this so that it's the appropriate size. I'm going to say 0.40. There we go. And then again, using the text tool, all right, this is the other side. Maybe I'll make it 60 points, 60 PTS. All right, and my left, the curves box is empty, so I'm going to left click to select that curve. And again, just figuring out what I need to do to set this into the appropriate orientation. So I'm going to hit it on the upside down and change it so that it acts backwards. Why it does that, I'm not entirely sure. But going back to deselecting the Use Document checkbox, that allows me to open up the font box, which I can then find the font that I was using for this particular example. There it is there, making it bold, switching over to points, and I think I had 20 points on the last time. A little bit smaller just because it's going on a curve. It can't be too big. So there we go. That looks pretty good. I like that. I'm going to confirm my text, and then I'm going to exit the sketch, right? Don't forget to exit the sketch. So exiting the sketch in the upper left-hand corner. Then using the cut extrude or the extruded cut, that's highlighted. I got my 0.0125, hitting the green check to make that cut. That looks pretty good right there. There it is. And then going finally to my appearances for a little bit of low gloss plastic in white. And again, making sure that I'm inside that cut extrude, letting go, and hovering over cut extrude so that the entire extrude gets painted, right? Otherwise, I could just do this face by face. It all depends how much detail you want. So I'm hitting my cut extrude, and I'm happy. So zooming back out, there we are. That's what is starting to take shape. So that's how you're going to be adding points if you're going to be using the cut extrude system and text to create all your point values. All right, and that's it for right now. We'll see you later.